Hi, this is Ari from the training team at Respondus. Today I'll be providing a few tips on getting started with LockDown Browser and Respondus Monitor when using Brightspace. If you're entirely new to this, let's start with a few basics. LockDown Browser is a custom browser that students install to their computer or iPad, and it locks down their device during a Brightspace quiz. Respondus Monitor is a fully automated proctoring system that builds on LockDown Browser, so students can take exams from a non-proctored test environment, such as on a home computer. Once the Brightspace administrator has set things up on the server, instructors will see the LockDown Browser link in the Quizzes tool. This is where you access everything needed for using LockDown Browser and Respondus Monitor, including the settings and proctoring results. The first thing you'll see is a set of resources. This is an overview video, a brief set of video tutorials that are definitely worth watching. Here on the Getting Started tab, you'll see the 1, 2, 3 steps for getting started, including the information you'll want to provide to students about LockDown Browser and the Respondus Monitor proctoring system. One of the key pieces of information here, and this is important, is the download instructions to provide to students so they can install LockDown Browser to their computer or iPad. That information is shown here. You'll want to provide these instructions to students in the course. You'll also find information on giving a practice quiz, which is probably the single most important thing you'll want to do before using LockDown Browser and Respondus Monitor with a real exam. The practice quiz allows students to make sure they have everything set up correctly before they take a graded exam that uses these applications. The Resources tab is another great place to explore. It contains quick start guides, troubleshooting tips, how to get technical support, and you'll find information on free training webinars. Okay, we're now at the main dashboard area for LockDown Browser and Respondus Monitor. As you see, the quizzes from your Brightspace course are listed here. If you've already set up an exam, so it requires students to use LockDown Browser, you'll see the word Required in this column. The same applies if you set the exam up to require the use of the Respondus Monitor proctoring. To get to these settings, go to the menu to the left of the quiz title, and there's an option here called Settings, which is the one we'll use now. But also notice this is where you'll find class results and exam stats. Those options are used after an exam is administered. Here's the settings page. The settings in this top section are for LockDown Browser. If you make LockDown Browser a requirement for the exam, you can access the Respondus Monitor settings, which are used for proctoring. The settings for both applications are covered in detail in other videos and quick start guides, so we're not going to cover them now, but this is where you'd set them up. While we're in the neighborhood, I'm going to quickly select the Class Results option, which is where you'll find the proctoring results after the exam is complete. Here's the student roster. Here's the Review Priority column that indicates the risk level for each exam session. And if you expand the details for any student, you can see the proctoring results. The flags are here, a timeline, thumbnails from the exam session, and so on. And again, this quick overview isn't intended to cover this in detail, but I wanted to show you where it's located. Okay, before I wrap up, there are a few tips I want to leave you with. Tip number 1. Instructors often want to take a proctored exam using LockDown Browser and Respondus Monitor as a student would, just to try things out. That's a great idea, but using View as a student or a preview feature means the system still knows you aren't really a student. It won't show you the full power of LockDown Browser, and it won't actually record and process your video. For that, you need an actual separate student account for the course. The second tip is simply to answer a question that comes up often. Can instructors watch students while they take their online exam? The answer is no. Respondus Monitor is a fully automated proctoring system. It doesn't involve the instructor while the exam is being taken. Students are guided through the proctoring steps, such as doing a webcam check and showing an ID, and then they're recorded during the exam. Afterwards, the video is processed and the instructor presented with the proctoring information for students who completed the exam. Now, most instructors don't have students take exams at precisely the same time. With LockDown Browser protecting the test content, you can schedule the exam for a wider window so students can take it when it's best for them. The third tip is this. If students are using Respondus Monitor and have a technical issue before they start the test, such as a problem with their webcam, there are troubleshooting solutions in the application itself. The Help Center system within Respondus Monitor helps students quickly troubleshoot common problems. If further help is needed, live chat is one click away and can be accessed around the clock. The Respondus support agents are super friendly and will help students resolve their technical issue. The last tip is one I mentioned earlier. Don't forget to have students take a practice quiz. In fact, set that practice quiz for multiple attempts so students can try it again if they plan to use a different computer or if their networking environment changes. Okay, so that's your quick orientation to using LockDown Browser and Respondus Monitor proctoring with Brightspace. Again, there are many resources available from the opening page of the LockDown Browser dashboard, and we offer online training webinars that go into much more detail than I covered here. Just visit respondus.com to register for one. Good luck!